like that. Hey everyone, so before I actually bring you along to show you the rest of my day, I feel like it only makes sense to provide some context and some background of how I got to this position, because I feel like not a lot of people go into school studying to become a nonprofit worker. So pretty much the TLDR of my background is that I had the very classic Asian American experience. Throughout college I was pre-med, so after I graduated the plan was to go to med school, but clearly that did not happen. I guess the thing that kind of led me to this path was being always pretty interested in photography and videos, and that was just something that I did on the side as a hobby. And definitely throughout college, if you do watch the other videos on my channel, like really random vlogs that I would film with my friends or just like film for culture clubs and all that stuff, so that was something that I really enjoyed doing for quite a bit. But throughout college I was also pretty involved with some nonprofit orgs on the side, so like during summers or breaks I would actually go to a couple nonprofits and just help them make videos. That was kind of like, I guess, my dipping my toes into the whole nonprofit realm. So more specifically, the summer of my sophomore year of college I was working at a nonprofit as an instructor. So not like, obviously not a formal teacher because I don't have that background, but pretty much what I did was teach a group of high schoolers like the really basics of photography and how to make videos, because that summer and that cycle they were learning how to like capture Boston's Chinatown and just create some really cool videos out of that for the community. So that was really fun. That was kind of my first experience like teaching, and then that threw me for a loop because I was like, oh crap, what if I don't want to go to med school and want to become a teacher instead? It was wild. Lots of core life crises. So a couple months after I graduated college, my old manager reached out to me and asked if I wanted to come back to teach for the summer, and I was like, sure, might as well. I was really hesitant on continuing on with the med path anyway, so decided to work there for the summer. So now as you can see, I'm here at this org full-time. My official title is I'm the multimedia arts coordinator, but pretty much what that means is that I'm the program coordinator. So obviously my experience at a nonprofit is going to be very different from other people because different orgs run differently and different positions obviously have different duties. So a little bit more context about where I work without giving too much info for privacy reasons is that the org that I work with right now is an affordable housing focused nonprofit. Underneath the umbrella of all their services and programs, I fall underneath like the teen program category, more specifically focused on like kind of the art media side of the different programs. My day-to-day, I'm very much working with high school students and pretty much like running workshops, teaching them how to create digital art with a social justice focus. So currently right now we are a little bit over halfway through our spring cycle. This group has been really fun. Personally, I feel like they're really goofy, and again, I'm not much older than them, so I feel like it's fun to like stay hip. They teach me all the lingos and all the TikTok stuff, so yeah. So because of COVID, we're all still pretty much virtual. As you can see, I teach Zoom workshops from my house, and the way that we run workshops is that from 4 to 6 is when I'm on Zoom with them, either teaching them something related to Photoshop, teaching them something related to social justice, could be a bunch of different things, but pretty much that is why I get to wake up at 10:30, which I do acknowledge is pretty late for most folks. Hopefully that's enough context. You kind of understand a little bit of the background and what I do. Obviously I'm probably just going to be on the computer a lot today, but I feel like with a lot of these day in the life videos, people just kind of film them like doing b-roll, like working on the computer, but I feel like they don't actually say what they're doing. So I'm gonna try my best to actually tell you guys a little bit more specifically what I'm doing on the computer more than just typing away. So since I typically wake up a little bit before 10:30, roll out of bed, jump downstairs to my computer, I pretty much have about an hour before I meet with my manager for like our morning check-ins, just to like set our goals straight for today. If there's anything that she needs help with, then that's kind of where we plan everything out. So in that hour before our check-in meetings, I'm pretty much just checking emails, writing emails if I need to, managing a lot of our interns' work folders, so pretty much just checking their projects, giving them feedback, giving them comment if they need to go back and edit something. Yeah, pretty much just like housekeeping things. It's almost about that time where I gotta go check in with my manager, so after that meeting I'll update you guys a little bit more on what I actually do on the computer prepping for evening workshop. check-in meeting with my manager got pushed back a little bit, so we actually just ended now, and it's about 1 o'clock. So there's just a couple things I need to prep for tonight's workshop, as well as just some things for next week and planning for our summer cycle. So Friday's a little bit more hectic than I expected, so let's actually go grab coffee first since it is Friday. I like to treat myself when I can, and it's really nice and sunny out. So let's get coffee and then I'll show you guys what we're working on today.
我想要杯咖啡，拍拍肩上的灰。This world is crazy.
Alright, lately I've been getting a lot of cold foam drinks, especially coffees. It's essentially adding whipped cream on top of your coffee, but it's delicious. So now we got coffee, let's head back. If it wasn't Friday, I wouldn't be doing this because I got kind of a lot of work to do today. It's almost 1:45, so let's hurry back home. Pretty much what me and my manager were talking about in preparation for tonight and for next week is that our interns are actually doing their second photography project, and it is a street photography based project, which I think is personally really fun because that is what I like to do. I'm excited to see what their final shots are going to look like. So just some logistical things behind that. We have to set up and organize camera pickups because we have a set number of cameras at the office, and since clearly I'm not there, my manager luckily has already got both her vaccinations, so she's going to be handling the in-person pickups. I'm going to manage things from my house and just make sure that we're all set on the back end side. Another big task I need to get done today is working on our summer cycle. So thinking a lot about what projects we need to get done, making sure they kind of align with our theme and goals, because again, we are very centered around social justice and community and activism and things like that. So it's always a hard balance, in my personal opinion, trying to make curriculum and projects like fun for them, but still again like incorporating all of our main messages and goals. So yeah, besides planning for summer, tonight's workshop is pretty chill. Like I'm not teaching a specific thing today, more so just kind of giving them time to work on their projects, because we have introduced quite a few things that they're working on right now. Have them sign up for their camera pickups next week, and we're gonna end off the day with what we like to call hype trains. So pretty much we give our interns the chance to like present back and essentially share what they worked on for one of their projects. So that's pretty much the game plan. So filming is kind of slowing me down today, so I need to like extra focus. So yeah, let's have a productive Friday.
情侣在忙着约会，屋顶下日式绝配，没人在乎我是谁。我想要杯咖啡，拍拍肩上的灰。
So it's 2:45 now. I'm pretty much all set for tonight's workshop. It's pretty chill because I'm not necessarily teaching them anything specific today. Let me actually show you guys the presentation. Typically when I run workshops, a lot of my day is pretty much building these presentations because again, everything is virtual. So I like to start off with an agenda so they know what is up and what to expect for today. Always got to throw in some fun gifts every here and there. I still got to come up with a check-in question, but normally for check-in, we always just like asking our interns how they're feeling on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being terrible, 5 being super happy to be here. And yeah, just answering a fun question so that they kind of ease into our workshop and day a little bit better. So for today, they got 2 options that they can do for this work block period. We have a social media campaign project. They're pretty much making like a mock social justice activism page, which is pretty cool. And then the second big project they're working on is a digital illustration. So taking a cool location in their neighborhood and turning it into like a digital portrait, which is cool. We normally like to take a break, and like I said earlier, we are gonna have them sign up for cameras because of their next street photography project. Some logistical things, blah blah blah. So today we're gonna end off on this little share back portion so that everyone can kind of take a look at what they've been working on previously, which is this like essentially turning like a part of their life story into a movie poster. So again, for privacy reasons, I'm not gonna show you that project in particular, but there is another project that they have been working on that I think is really cool that I want to share with y'all, which is what we call the elements of a movement. So a couple weeks ago, I taught them a workshop on different things that kind of comprise a social movement. So in terms of like community organizing, setting pragmatic goals for like policy changes, things like that. Lots of different parts that kind of make up a movement. So for this project, what they were supposed to do was take a high quality protest image and kind of add a really cool edit on it where they make the background a little bit more colorful, and then using text, they're supposed to highlight one of the elements that they personally think makes up a successful social movement. So this one is really cool by one of our interns, and he decided to highlight two elements of a movement that he saw kind of represented in this photo, which is one, community organizing, and two, empathy. I feel like half the time when I introduce projects, all these interns like take it to the next level and do such an amazing job. So that's a really awesome example of one. Another one is this one. So we taught them how to like warp text, and again you can see like they all were given the same instructions, but everyone kind of takes their own spin on it, which I think is really, really cool. And then I guess I'll show you guys one more. Just some really cool examples of what our interns have been working on this cycle. Wish I could share more of their other projects, but again, just for privacy reasons, won't do that. But I promise they are really, really cool. Now that I have some downtime before working on some things in preparation for our summer cycle, I did just kind of want to talk about kind of my perspective, I guess, being a nonprofit worker. I feel like a lot of people who film these day in the life videos, it's either like a college student from insert Ivy League school, or like day in the life of like a software engineer, like fancy tech jobs like that. And I felt like when I looked up like day in the life of like a nonprofit worker or someone that works in the community, there weren't like that many videos that I found, slash no tea, no shade, were done in a way that I felt like was kind of fun to watch. Maybe that was a little too mean to say. Anyway, I just felt like I'm definitely in a unique position, and I feel like not a lot of young people especially think about pursuing a career in the nonprofit sector. And I think one of the big deterrents is obviously nonprofit workers don't get paid that much. I'm not making bank, but I think the thing that kind of like outweighs the financial part of it is the impact that I feel like I can make doing nonprofit work, especially since I directly interact with high school youth. So just being able to like talk to them, hear their opinions, and just be like an adult that they feel like they can lean on and trust, and just be like a supporter of them. Like it wasn't that long ago that I was also a high schooler myself, and I feel like I remember being like really shy, not that confident in myself, etc. But when I was a part of programs like this, it really did impact me in such a positive way, and I feel like that's why I get so much gratification out of being a nonprofit worker, because I was literally in their shoes not that long ago. Yeah, because I was lucky enough to have mentors and like program staff that like really cared about me and like really pushed me to explore my hobbies and like my creative interest. It's definitely led me to a lot of cool opportunities. So I feel like it's definitely like me coming around full circle and wanting to be that kind of role model and support system for a lot of these young folks, because I just empathize a lot with them. I'm familiar with kind of like their background and where they come from. So yeah, just being someone that they can lean on, their like personal cheerleader, that is definitely the most rewarding part of working in a nonprofit. I think ultimately I'm most likely not going to do nonprofit work full time for the rest of my life, but I definitely am enjoying the time that I have now with my young people and just trying to make the most of it, you know, make as positive of an impact on them as I can. And who knows, hopefully maybe one of them will end up in nonprofit work as well. But yeah, I guess that's just a little bit of insight into my perspective as a nonprofit worker right now. If you have questions, feel free to message me. Always happy to answer. And yeah, again, I want to highlight this industry because I feel like not a lot of people either one, talk about it / consider it as a career, or two, kind of avoid doing it just because of, again, the financial side of it. But definitely highly encourage folks to get involved with nonprofits, see how you can help your community or support them in any way, because there's a lot of really awesome work going on behind the scenes. All right, so I think I've been rambling long enough, so I'm gonna get back to work. It's almost 3 o'clock, so I'm actually probably gonna make something to eat as well. Yeah, having this 10:30 to 6:30 schedule really messes up my eating and sleeping habits, but it's whatever. Still very fun stuff that we do.
Baby， 我准备睡了，你吃饭了没？怎么你看着有点累？你说我的发型怎么那么的美？哪里没乱得像个鬼？ 说笑了，想我吗，宝贝？订了机票没？我想我会失眠，又黑了眼圈，想你的。
So now that I finished eating, I pretty much spent the last couple minutes looking through some different art sites, just trying to get some inspo for the projects that we're gonna do in the summer. It's pretty much 3:50 right now, so now is when I hop onto the Zoom and just get everything prepped, look through my slides, make sure I know the flow and know what I'm gonna say so that our interns aren't completely lost today. So our workshops pretty much run for 2 hours, so I'm gonna be on the Zoom call from essentially 4 to 6. Probably not gonna film any of that because, again, privacy reasons. Some of our interns are under the age of 18, so you know, gotta keep it safe. But yeah, if you wanted a reference of what it looks like for me to be on the Zoom call, here is an example. Hey guys, happy Friday. How's your day going so far? And then like a 2-minute pause because no one wants to reply to me. Just kidding. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me in terms of like a day in my life as a nonprofit worker. So hopefully you found something interesting, you learned something new. If you're ever thinking about going into community work, even better. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to message me or comment something in the comment section. Don't know if anyone's ever gonna watch this, but if you do, and you do leave a comment, I'm probably gonna see it and answer, so there's that. Yeah, so thanks for following along with me today, getting a little behind the scenes insight. Hopefully, again, you had some fun, but that's it from me. Have a good one.